Let's get a quick take on the sudden retirement of Denver's VA director, Lynnette Roff. Her announcement comes after a number of released reports indicating negligence and expensive construction delays at the facilities that she oversees. Patty Calhoun from Westward, we've been used to seeing the VA in the national headlines of just the construction, but when we saw all the reports that Ms. Roff was connected to, it's pretty clear why she wanted to get out.
Yes, to spend more time with her family, probably. I heard secondhand that at a meeting she was dissing Westward for a story we had done on just one of her many problems, and that was on sex harassment charges at one of the Aurora clinics. But given the amount of money they have got, the overrun on that, the people who are not being served because that hospital hasn't been built, and the people who are at the huge waiting lines for the hospital that does exist, it was time for her to go.
David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. Was this a long time coming? Is one of those things where it's a sudden retirement that really wasn't a retirement at all?
Well, who knows? I mean, as she said, she'd been working there for 42 years, so that is a reasonable time to retire. But you have, in a long time coming, the VA has been troubled for a long time. It's gotten even worse under the current administration, and this region, compared to most of the rest of the country, is even worse than that. So I don't know the details of how it operates, but it seems like new leadership would be a good idea.
Eric Sonman, political analyst. It surprises me when you think about Veterans Affairs. This is something that, while many particular spending bills won't have bipartisan support, it's hard for anyone on either side of the aisle to say they don't want it to be better. And yet, it's, out of all the agencies, seems it has the worst headlines and really not any progress yet. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, your question, Dominic, is what always befuddles me. If we're not doing Veteran Affairs right, of the massive scope and reach of the federal government, if we can't get that one right, and then when you see proposal after proposal to expand that scope and reach of the government, it makes you question how good an idea that is, what the capability is. I'm always fascinated by what it takes to get fired or shown the door these days. I think we're about to see that question answered at NBC News, and we saw it here at the VA recently.
Natasha Gardner, senior editor of 5280 Magazine, wrap it up for us.
Well, I think that with the changes that we're starting to see with the VA, from the very top down, they've talked about overhauling things. So we don't know exactly what happened with her retirement, if it was a forced retirement or not. I don't have any information about that. But I do think that we're going to see overhauls like this in VAs across the country. I've said it on the show before, it's atrocious that we can't get this correct. We owe more to our veterans. We certainly owe them at least health care, and we're not doing very well at providing them either health or care in this situation. So hopefully by doing some overhauls on a local level and then on a national level, we can start dealing with the care part and the health part, and then perhaps together.